Hey, top of the morning to everybody. I wanted to come to you this morning, uh, hopefully to inspire you, to say something to you that'll resonate with you. See, so many times we're trying to appeal to so many different people because we think the more people that we can appeal to, the more opportunities that we have or what it may mean monetarily. But if it's just staying true to yourself, yes, you're going to have people that dislike you. Yes, you're going to have people that don't want to have anything to do with you, don't like your style, don't like your swag or lack thereof, whatever it is. But you just have to remember to stay true to yourself, because if you stay true to yourself, you'll attract what you're supposed to attract to you. And then everything will move organically around you for the most part. Now, granted, there are going to be people that are going to be clout chasers, and then they're going to come after you and they're going to say, I want to be affiliated with that person because they're clout chasers. So there's nothing 100%. But the best chance that you have to have as many organic things around you is for you to be organic unto yourself. So be organic unto yourself. When you get up and you move today, stop thinking about all of the things that you have to do and focus on what you are doing. Okay? Yes, you take an overview and look at what you got to do and you write those things out or whatever the case may be. But you also need to make sure that you are being excellent in your moment, excellent on what you're doing. Do the very best that you can on that particular thing. It's very, very hard to concentrate when you're thinking about everything. But if you're thinking about what you currently have to do, you have the best chance of being as excellent as possible on that. Whether it's exercise, whether it's your job, whether it's your business, whether it's being a parent, whether it's being a friend, whether it's helping in the community, just focus on doing what you can do as sincere as you possibly can in that moment. Be conscientious of when you need a break, when you need a rest, okay? You're not going to have the stamina to do something in the beginning as you will having the stamina to do something after you've done it for a long period of time. It just takes time to grow to that point. And so you just got to get to the point where you can evolve. Don't ever quit. You can't look too far into the future either, because that'll discourage you on how far you may have to go. So you can't do that. But before you start something, you got to take one good look in the distance and get a visual of what that is, what it encompasses, and what you got to do. And that should be really the only time that you are looking at what's ahead, because if you look at what's ahead while you're moving, you may get distracted. So I want you to think about when you're driving in your car. When you're driving in your car, you have your headlights, and your headlights can't see in the dark all the way through, but it can see far enough for reactionary purposes. And yes, you have fog lights that will give you an extension of what you can see. The light will get brighter and it'll penetrate further and wider. But in your life, you have what's called your daytime running lights, okay? And then you have your telescope, so to speak, where you can kind of see further in the distance. But you're not going to use your telescope too often. How often are you using your fog lights? When it's foggy. That's the time you're going to use your telescope of life. You're going to take a deeper look into things when things look very, very unclear. But generally speaking, you should be on autopilot with your daytime running lights by now, because that's what it is. That's what you have. And so if you've got daytime running lights that you have going on and you just keep on pressing and looking as far ahead as you can, then you'll be able to see if there's any potholes in your road, if there is any hurdles or challenges, dead end signs, whatever the case may be, to be able to allocate and adjust to whatever it is that you have to allocate and adjust to. So just keep your eyes and keep your head down to a certain point that you can still see ahead, but you can also make the adjustments on anything that's on your path that you need to make adjustments on. Because it's nothing like riding down the road and hitting a huge pothole, and now your tire and your rim is messed up, and you can't even proceed with what you have to do. But if you keep your eye level where it's supposed to be, keep it at about a I don't know, keep it at about a 45-degree angle, so to speak. And when you keep it at a 45-degree angle, you're looking ahead, but you have in the back of your head, etched from when you set out on the journey, what your total roadmap looks like and what the ultimate goal is that you're trying to accomplish. Then you can just stay the course. And don't look too far behind you either. Don't even get caught up looking behind you. All right. What is behind you is behind you. Okay. If something behind you is supposed to catch up to you, it will catch up to you. But if it's not supposed to catch up to you, then it won't catch up to you. Something treacherous could be chasing you. But if you move at the speed at which you're supposed to move at, what if what you're trying to do is, what if what your speed is supposed to be is 20 miles an hour and the thing that's treacherous behind you is 15 miles an hour? Then that won't catch you. And if your speed is 25 miles an hour, what advantage on what's trying to catch you have over you? It doesn't. So you have to stay fit on your journey when you're traveling the road that you have to travel. Stop listening to the statistics saying the chances are against you. Stop looking at the statistics saying it's unlikely, because the statistics didn't have you in mind when it was coming out with the statistics. And statistics can be skewed because there are a lot of people who just quit anyway. There's a lot of people that didn't follow simple instructions. They say that only a certain amount of businesses succeed. But what it doesn't take into account is how many people went out there and didn't have any game plan at all when they were doing their business. What if they would have took a survey of the people who were sincere and had a game plan about their business? I bet those numbers would change. And it's the same thing for you. So don't look at what the odds are stacked up against you. Use command in your life and say and tell yourself what it is that's going to happen before you set out on your journey. And yes, things might not go exactly the way that you want them to go. But if you're sincere about what you speak into the atmosphere, then it is going to turn out for you the way that it is supposed to turn out for you. It may turn out better. It may turn out not as good as you wanted it to. But if you shoot for the moon and you fall short, you land for the stars, is what the saying goes. So you just got to remember, focus, channel your energy. Stop looking at the task and how daunting it is, and start looking at what you must do in that moment to be as excellent as you possibly can. Look, it's early in the morning. I went to the gym. Because of a series of things that I went through in my life, I got to a place from a health standpoint that I didn't want to be. But I can sit back and I can pout about it. I can sit back and say, hey, look, ain't nothing else I can do, or whatever the case may be. Or I can do what I'm doing now and I could just wake up and I can show up. I can wake up at 4 a.m. I can go where I need to go to get my exercise done if that's what I'm doing. I can be sincere and compassionate about my assignment in terms of what I'm doing at that moment. I'm not thinking about anything, no disrespect to my family or my business, but I'm not thinking about any of those things or any of those people. I'm thinking about what I got to do, because if I don't take care of myself, then the chances are I won't even be around for all of the other things that matter to me. So, guys, take this moment and think about what you have to do and just do it. Just do it. Don't think about what may transpire. Don't think about what the risk factor is, because guess what? You can do nothing and you're still going to be at risk. So you might as well go, if you're going to go down, you might as well go down swinging, but don't think you're going to go down. Say, I'm going to go up. I'm going to go up. So again, I just hope this helps somebody. Be sincere about your activity. Do what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. Stop living with the results of being satisfied with what you do, and be sincere about the time that you commit to and the activity in which has to be done. Even if it yields a great result earlier than you anticipate, keep pressing, because you don't know what tomorrow is going to bring. Take care.